Okay, welcome to Autodesk SketchUp. This is a drawing program brought to you by Autodesk, and they're the people who do AutoCAD 360. All right, I brought this in because of the issues with students regarding drawing boards, lack of IT equipment, lack of paper, and so on and so forth. This can be used on mobile phones as well as your laptops and your desktops. All right, so what we've got here is at the top we have a toolbar, we have a colour puck, we have a brush puck, we've then got your actual brushes, and then that bottom thing in the bottom left hand side is called a lagoon. The lagoon basically takes the place of everything else on there. We need to set up our page. So in most drawing we work in landscape, and what we're going to do is we're going to set this page up as an A4 page. So we click on the canvas size. The first thing we've got to do is put in our anchor point. Our anchor point, because this program uses a Cartesian system, we need an X and a Y axis. They both need to be set to 0, 0. So we use the bottom left hand corner. We then put millimeters, and then we're going to put the size of our sheet in there. As it's A4, we're going to use an A4 size sheet, which is 297 millimeters wide by 210 millimeters high. When we type in the 210, it's not going to allow us to do that. It's going to come up with an invalid height, and then it's going to give us an alternative one, which is 209.8. So basically a hair's breadth off. We then press OK, and what will happen is the sheet, if it is successful, your sheet will move to the left, and you end up with a grey bit in the middle. Now, for us to be able to draw our borders and things like that, what we need to do is we need to zoom and pan. All right, so we're pulling the page across. We're now going to zoom in, or we're going to zoom out. Now, regarding this, if you are right-handed, the best thing to do is to move all the pucks and the other paraphernalia over to the right hand side. The other tools that we're going to use besides the drawing is the ruler tool. It moves up and down, left and right, twist, turn, all that sort of stuff. Pay attention to the bottom. A light blue box turns up, and they represent your X and your Y axes. What we need to do is we need to pull the ruler into the bottom corner and set it at 0, 0. Now this can be a little bit fiddly. Alright, so you might have to move your page around like I have had to, and so on. Alright, but until eventually you get to 0, 0, and your angle is set at 0, not negative 0. Because it's an A4 sheet of paper, our borders are 10 millimeters by 5 millimeters by 5 millimeters, and so on. We're going to be using a variety of different tools, and inside here we have numerous different palettes that we could use. When you want to get rid of a palette, you just press it in the top right hand corner until it goes red, and you then delete it. You can obviously bring it back. The lagoon can replace all those toolbars, and that's what I'm showing you on the page now. So you can pick a ruler, you can pick your pens, and so on and so forth. If you want to turn everything off, so you can get rid of your title bar and give you more space to draw, you can do that. All right. You can turn everything back on, and so on and so forth. The layers are quite important. We have a background sheet. Now with your background sheet, you can't get rid of it, but you can change the colours. So, for instance, if you are dyslexic and you need to use a bright yellow colour or a green colour or a blue colour, you can change the paper. Our first layer is going to be called our base layer. This is where we're going to start. We pick our pen, and then we're going to pick a light blue colour. It's a traditional drawing colour. The reason why we used to draw in light blue is when we did an overlay over the top and we did it in black, or when we were printing, you could draw in black, and then when you printed it, it wouldn't pick up the blue colour. So what I've done there is we've done our measurement, right, for 10 millimeters, and then we've gone and drawn a baseline. Then we go further up and it's 802. Pull it across. You'll find that we go across to 42 points. 42 points is equal to 10 millimeters. All of this will be in the sheet provided. So 21 is 5 millimeters, and so on and so forth. Now what we've done is we've basically drawn a border. Now what we're going to do is we want to draw the text box. Now the text box starts at 510 and then is partitioned at 510, 720 and 930. Height wise, as you'll see in your pack, it'll be 510 and the y-axis will be on 63, then 105 and so on and so forth. Alright, so we bring that across. Everything is in light blue and everything is being drawn on the base layer. If you look on the layers panel, there are 3 little lines on the far right hand side. When you click on that button, that will bring up an additional menu, as you'll see. So we've added a second layer and then we're going to call that our template. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the square. We're going to click on the window and open up the brush library, and then we're going to find our technical drawing pen. Close that, colour puck, change it to 1 millimeter and then black. Drag across our box and our box has automatically been drawn. So the base layer is literally your guide. You can then add separate lines. And so on and so forth. Now this is a sketching program as well as a drawing program. So those of you who are into concept art, you can use shading, you can use Copic markers, you can use whatever you like. Now remember, this unit is not teaching you technical drawing per se, or CAD. All right. This is communication and how drawings communicate ideas for engineers. It's as simple as that. Now what I'm trying to do there is you can use the ruler with the eraser and erase it. However, it takes forever, so I just turn the ruler off and then rub it out. You won't rub out the base layer because you are on a different layer. If you want, you can go to the internet like I did. You can find a first angle orthographic projection symbol and then you put it into your text box like that. You can put your place of work, your own image, whatever, but this is for the owner section, who owns it, and so on and so forth. As you can see, it's all in layers. We don't need the base layer anymore, so we've deleted it. Just go onto the three little bars, click on the right base layer, delete it. With British Standard 8888, as long as your font is neat and legible, you can use just about any you like. So for this one I've used Calibri. Could use Arial, could use Roman, New Times Roman, all that sort of stuff. So we put in the essential details such as the owner, the name, the date, the material, authorized by, job number, sheet number. Now as you can see, every time you press T it gives you a new layer. So we select all of those layers and then we merge them into one layer. And then we merge everything else into one layer. This forms our template, which you can save on your desktop or save in a folder. Then every time you open it and do a drawing for Unit 64, you have this as your template. There's no need to draw it again and again and again. So the next video we'll be talking about isometric drawing, and you'll be doing an isometric drawing on here.